Hey there, it's Steph with Beautifully Changed, sending love and positivity your way. I have a bit of a sore throat today, and I think I have a little bit of a sinus cold because I keep sneezing and my nose keeps getting super stuffy. So bear with me if my voice sounds so different today. This is going to be kind of a short and sweet one, but I still wanted to show up for you. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're having a fantastic day and that you stay healthy and don't get any colds because colds are no fun. After yesterday's episode with Zoe, which if you haven't listened yet, please do. She's a phenomenal person, such a beautiful soul. So please listen to that episode if you have not already done so. And we were talking a little bit about happiness and the happiness advantage. That was one of the books that she talked about in positive psychology and Super Soul Sunday. And who doesn't love Super Soul Sunday? I love Super Soul Sunday. It's such just good stuff. Anyway, I thought I wanted to go and look up what Sean's specific tips were for happiness. And Zoe was exactly right. They are things that she would recommend to people she was working with and the things that I would naturally recommend to the people I'm working with because these things actually work. So it's really cool to see some research on it. So I wanted to share that with you because Sean has this really great way that like formula for you to increase your happiness in 21 days by taking 2 minutes a day, or some of these take even less than that. And adding one of these things into your life. But first, it's super important to define what happiness means for you. Because if you don't know what you're striving for, how will you know when you ever reach it? So what does happiness mean to you? How would you define happiness in your life for yourself? And then after you know what happiness means to you, then you pick one of the following to do every single day for the next 21 days. So, when you wake up in the morning, think of 3 things to be grateful for. And every morning you would pick 3 new things to be grateful for. Or you can think of one meaningful thing that has happened in the last 24 hours. Take 2 minutes and write every detail you can about that experience. And when we say the word when you hear the word meaningful, that doesn't mean it has to be something really big. It can be something simple, such as someone smiling at you or holding a door for you or having a great conversation with somebody. Or you can take 2 minutes in the morning and send a message of appreciation or of praise to someone in your life. I mean, who wouldn't love that? Or you can do 15 minutes of exercise a day. Or focus on your breath, breathing in and out for 2 minutes. So seriously, just pick one of those and do it every day. I mean, hopefully you have 2 minutes a day to take action towards your happiness. If not, there's something else going on there where for some reason you're not allowing yourself to reach that potential for you, that happiness for you. And that's why, I think it's important to not negotiate with yourself about these action steps. Pick the one and then just do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. And if you do it first thing in the morning, it's like how some people make their bed first thing in the morning and then they feel like they've already accomplished something. So the rest of their day feels awesome. This could be like making the bed, Just do something for your happiness first thing in the morning. And there you have it for 21 days. So what I would also add to this that Sean, that I don't know if he has, is I would define what your level of happiness is, and then I would put it on a scale. Like, where are you at today when it comes to your definition of happiness? 10 being it's 100% exactly happiness. You've reached your happiness. You've found your happiness within yourself. You feel really good. You understand that it comes from within. No one else is going to do that for you, make you happy. And 1 being the complete opposite, that when it comes to your definition of happiness, you're nowhere near there. So where do you where would you find yourself today on that scale? And then at the end of 21 days, so maybe on day 22, find out where you are on that scale again. So hopefully you've moved up. Like, let's say you rate yourself a 4 today. Hopefully by the end of that 21 days, you're at a 4.5 or a 5, maybe a 5.5 or a 6. And then pick another thing off that list and do that for the next 21 days. And continue to track your progress by how you're scaling your happiness. And I think that really helps because a lot of times we don't know where we're starting from. So we don't recognize the progress that we're making. And sometimes we think it has to be huge progress in order for it to be, recognizable or celebrated. And even if you go from a 4 to a 4.5, that's progress and that deserves celebration. And that shows that you did hard work and you put in effort towards doing something good for yourself. If you expect to be at that 10, if you start at a 4 in 21 days, that's probably not a realistic expectation. However, moving up a little bit on that scale is definitely doable. Sometimes I also like to be aware, like let's say you're at a 4 and being aware of what would take you to a 3.5 and what can you do about that so that you make sure that you don't decrease on your scale and you're only moving towards your 10 and not towards the 1. I think I'm going to start with the taking 2 minutes in the morning and send a message of appreciation or praise to someone in my life because I like to do that every once in a while, but I think it'll be really fun to do it every day for 21 days. And I already practice gratitude every day, so I'm just going to add it onto that. I think that'll be really fun. So definitely going to do that. And I'd be curious to know what you're going to pick. So if you want to, send me a DM or comment on the post on Instagram at Beautifully Changed or on LinkedIn, wherever you are. Okay. So today I also wanted to address a question that I hear often. If your boyfriend or your girlfriend is doing something that drives you nuts and it really hurts your feelings, should you give them an ultimatum? And my answer is I am not a fan of giving people ultimatums because most of the time an ultimatum is given and it's usually something pretty big, right? Like if you don't stop doing this, or if you do this again, or if you don't start doing this, then I'm done. I'm out of here. And most of the time we're giving this ultimatum to somebody that we truly, truly, deeply love. And their behavior is just really hurting us. So we're trying to take an extreme approach to let them know how serious we are. However, the reason why the ultimatums don't necessarily work is because most people will not follow through with them. And the whole point of giving the ultimatum is they're trying to teach their person how to treat them, right? They're trying to set up some boundaries, let them know that they're really serious. The thing is, when we give an ultimatum and we don't follow through with it, we're only teaching them that we're not going to follow through with what we say and that they can continue teaching us or treating us however they want, or whatever they're currently doing will continue. I mean, think of it with kids, right? If you tell a kid, if you do that again, then we're leaving right now. And you see this all the time. The kid will do it again, and the parents do not take that kid and leave, right? So that kid's learning, okay, you're not serious. You don't mean that, so I don't have to listen to you. I can do whatever I want to do. So that's why it's always really, 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 really important when you're going to set a boundary that you, or if you're going to give an ultimatum, that you do something that you say something that you're going to actually do. So really think about it. Don't give an ultimatum in the heat of feeling angry, When you set a boundary, you can tell them you definitely don't like that behavior, or you need behavior to start, or you need something, or you don't like something. And then tell them something you realistically do, right? Or what you need, and ask them if they can provide that for you. That's when that's why they say this often start up in the I statements versus the you statements, right? Like, I feel really hurt and sad when some actionable step, right? Because whatever reason, and what I need from you is fill in the blank. Is that something you can do? Now, maybe that person's not capable of doing what you want them to do. Maybe it seems like, sure, they'd be capable. It's not that hard of a request from your perspective. But if it's something that they don't value, it is a huge request for them. And it would have to take them changing a part of who they are in order to meet that request. So when we give a huge ultimatum, we're not usually taking that into account. We're only thinking about our side, and our side really hurts. And we want the hurt to stop. And we want to feel loved and all that good stuff that goes with that. But some people aren't willing or capable to do those things that we're asking. So then that's when you really have to decide, how are you going to be able to still remain in this relationship if that behavior is going on or not going on? Because really at that point, you're going to have to change your response to it. And if you don't think you can change your response to it, then you might need to leave the relationship if it's something that's that big to you. But again, I wouldn't give that ultimatum unless I was really ready and willing to do whatever I said I would do. What's your thoughts on that? Have you ever given an ultimatum and it worked out for you? And in the long run, not just the short term? Because a lot of people can follow through in the short term because of that stress. But usually values will always come out and be stronger in the end. And I often think that when we have these values that we live by, we don't create them to hurt other people. We create them so we can thrive in our life in what we think we need to do. So I'd also say, if you're on the receiving end of an ultimatum, instead of getting really mad, I mean, you can be mad for a second because that's probably irritating and frustrating. And then I would say, look into that deeper. Can you see why your partner would be really hurt by that behavior or the lack of a behavior? And can you empathize with them? Can you have any compassion, any understanding? And are you willing to try to meet their need? Or is it something that you just disagree with so much that you're not willing to make that adjustment for the betterment of your relationship? So that's definitely something to think about as well. So when you set boundaries, again, just remember, start with what you know you will actually do. Otherwise, there's no point of even saying it because it's just going to cause more damage. I'd love to hear your thoughts and questions. And you can always contact me through Instagram at Beautifully Changed or through my blog at beautifullychanged.com. Or you can send me an email at stephanie@beautifullychanged.com. And if you have someone in mind that you think would be a phenomenal guest, please let me know so I can reach out to them. And if you haven't yet, I would love it if you would subscribe to this podcast and also share it with a friend. Let's spread some more ripples of love out into the world because I can't do it alone. I need your help with that. And remember, you are enough. The world needs you. So keep being you because you make a positive difference. And I will talk to you later. Bye.